how do we, I guess, manage it without stressing ourselves out too much about all the things too?
Well, and it's a great question, because if we give out too much information, I think you can get really paralyzed with like, where do I start? Well, screw it. There's too much. So I'm just not going to
Right.
start anywhere. So I think where I would start would be sleep.
Okay.
And protecting your sleep. That's when your body clears out the junk. It clears out the amyloid plaque in your brain. You reset, muscle and nerve cells, and your body is really focused on, again, just like cleaning and clearing things out. So how do you get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night? Well, you start with maybe getting a Wi-Fi router kill switch. So you kill the Wi-Fi to your bedroom and you don't sleep as well. And there's also been some really great, well-researched studies with shift workers, women, and breast cancer. And because, again, they're off on their cycle as far as they're working when it's dark and sleeping when it's light, there is a higher uptick in breast cancer for women in those populations. So, what can we do to protect our sleep? Don't have your cell phone charging in your bedroom. Get a regular clock, instead of using your cell phone. When I travel, and I travel a fair amount, I take towels out of the bathroom. I always get extra towels when I check in, and I cover, the clock radio and the this and the that. And I really make sure I cover. I wear a sleep mask at night to really darken things. And so I'm a very light sensitive person. And so I live in Seattle, Washington. Right now, my husband's mowing the lawn at 10 o'clock at night because it's still light out. And so that is hard because, the light starts hitting us again at 4:30 in the morning. So we're a lot like Alaska in the summer. And so it's, you got to figure out how to manage your light at night. And that means screens and, of course, outdoor light. So that's where I'd start.
It's true. Yeah. There are so many things that are impacting our sleep that we didn't have years ago that we just didn't think about. So often I'll see my kids, like they'll have their phones next to their nightstand. I'm like, no, don't have that by your head all night. So these are good tips to keep in mind. So we also wanted to ask you, what role do you think stress plays in cancer? Like we kind of touched a little bit upon it, but is it a big player here?
Yeah, I think it's, I'm going to say it's probably in the top two. Yeah, I think we have a stress epidemic in our world, in our country, in our homes. And I've interviewed enough experts now to realize we can't take life as seriously as we're taking it, where we get so ramped up about somebody cutting you off in traffic or the barista putting foam on your cappuccino when you ask for no foam. Like, we have to calm the heck down. And I think we're all just, again, the way the world is, we're watching too much news. And I used to be on the news. Like I can tell you, we're watching too much news. We're reading too much news. We're headline educated. That level of stress has to go somewhere. And I don't know where it's going to go. Different experts will tell you different things. But for me, when I got really ramped up, I didn't sleep. That's a sign to my body, for my immune system to say, if you're not sleeping, we're not working. So if your immune system is not fully functioning and you're resting and you're hydrated and you're eating good food and you're laughing, you're hugging people that you love, like your body's not going to be fully engaged in doing what God made it to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's so true. So many of us are trapped in that sympathetic state. And it's like we can't switch back. It's really difficult.